Day like we're supposed to. And this week we're going to be going over our week 3 predictions, what went good, what went wrong. And we're also going to be talking about Rift Rivals as we don't have regular scheduled NA LCS this week. We got Rift Rivals. So, with me as always are the two permanent guests. With me, Brian
Hey, how's it going?
and Brock.
Hello.
And today we can jump right in to talking about the games from week 3. I want to talk about. We can talk about all or most of them at least this time because we don't really have too many predictions. But I want to talk about the first one was the TSM versus Cloud9 game. Cloud9,
Yeah.
Cloud9 had the lead again against TSM this time. They
Yeah,
pushed.
they had a little bit of life.
Yeah, again. And then we can even go further and say that Cloud9 had another lead against Echo Fox as well, and they blew both of those games. This is now 4 games in a row that Cloud9 has had a 5K lead or more and not won the game. That's just, it's absurd. I think I can't believe they're so close. It feels like they have all the pieces until it comes to late game where they make a little mistake here, a little mistake there, and everything blows up. They just can't figure it out. And I saw an interesting stat actually that out of the 6 times a team that's had 5
we don't need. We don't need this
we'll talk about it. There's been 6 games this year so far where a team has had a gold lead of 5K or more and they have lost the game. 4 of them are C9 and 2 of them are CLG.
Yep.
Feels good, right?
Such is life.
And it's hard to it might be like a Yips thing where they get so late into the game and they're like I don't like they start second guessing all their decisions, and when you second guess something, you're gonna fail if like only half your team goes in, like the other one's like, oh no, let's back off, and then like someone's gonna get caught and they're gonna die. It might be something like that where they just need a win desperately. I feel like if they can get a win with the lead like this, like they'll be better.
I agree. I think C9 definitely looked way better.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like an actual team, so maybe putting Jensen mid, where he's been like making his living for the past few years would be a good idea. I don't know.
Think there might be someone else we could bring in there too, possibly. Maybe just get rid of all the bad things that they did.
Bring up that academy player, try him out.
Yeah,
I heard that guy was good. What was his name? It was Sneaky, I think?
Snacky or something.
Yeah, something like that. I heard he has some potential. Some potential. Mm-hmm.
I think he had some LCS stage time beforehand, but I don't know with what team or.
Must not did too well if he got bumped to academy. But yeah, I think Cloud9 has a good chance of winning most games as long as Vince Garen isn't on Evelyn.
Yeah, that was one game where they completely blew it.
I think that's a kryptonite there. Can't do that.
Mm-hmm. So
that's a tough one.
The next game that we had that was interesting was I say interesting. It was interesting because Team Liquid fan here, but Team Liquid versus Echo Fox.
So yeah, 100 Thieves against Clutch Gaming.
I don't want to harp on a point, and I predicted Team Liquid to come in first this year, and I predicted Echo Fox. If you look up the top left little graph, Echo Fox, Brian, 7th place.
There.
I think Echo Fox beat their cupcake teams, and they're gonna struggle to beat other decent teams.
Yeah, that was what the game end 28-3, I believe it was.
It was pretty quick.
28-7, okay? 28-7. Let's not take away from it.
Sorry, my apologies. 28-7, right? 22-minute game.
Smithy just was trying to sandbag in fantasy.
Yeah, I know. He had 4 deaths for me out of the 7 for the team. He only had like 1 kill. He had like a bunch of assists. You couldn't have kill stolen a little bit better. I lost 2.
I had double lived on my fantasy team, and that worked out pretty well.
Oh yeah, that worked out really well for you. So, I think Team Liquid established themselves as a dominant team during this game. We'll talk about what happened in their next game. But at the time, I really thought they established them by far the best team in NA.
At the time.
The next game, what an amazing game. 100 Thieves versus Clutch gaming.
As disappointing of the outcome for my predictions, that was probably one of the most entertaining games we'll see all season.
Oh yeah. Oh my! The someday play with his Jax jumping in, or he flash
stun.
jump stun, 4-member stun, and then just wiping them after their Nexus turrets are down. Like it was 4-2, 4 versus 3, and he just stuns them all, kills them all by being insanely fed, and then at the last second when he's gonna burn from Ignite, he just stopwatches and saves himself.
That play literally won them the game.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Someday they were doing a hyper carry funnel strat into Cody Sun, but someday carried the game instead. So not that I say that Cody Sun didn't have a good game. Cody Sun had a great game, especially in that one team.
Most damage by a good bit. But
yeah. Cody Sun had a fantastic game, but
someday was just popping off.
Mm-hmm. At another level, he was just so strong. I think I remember right before he started popping off. We were discussing, we were watching the game together. You guys are like, who's stronger, Jax or Aatrox? Jax. Yeah. And then he towered over the Aatrox right after that. Solo killed him.
Also, I don't want to keep bringing up a dead point, but I'm just throwing this out here for Bevan. Also on Lulu again. We could just stop seeing that Lulu mid.
Yeah, I don't get that. I get Lulu mid because you're helping your carry and such like that. Like, but your star players, when you're putting star players on Lulu, they should be on the carries. They shouldn't be on the Lulus.
No, definitely should.
Yeah, also, 100 Thieves, talk about a little news in here while we're talking about Meteos play the Tom Kench bot lane with Ryu.
Yeah.
But Meteos is no longer on 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that after those games. Like, that's we
can bring it back up.
Yeah, we'll bring it up at the very end because the 100 Thieves were the 10th game. But yeah, that's a big point I want to talk about. That's a big thing. And I heard some other interesting news about that I wanted to bring up as well. But we can go through Game 4. Game 4, Golden Guardians sucked. We all picked them to win. They just looked bad everywhere.
That was actually... It makes my predictions look better because I think I picked... Oh, no, we all picked FlyQuest 9th. Or no, Will, Brock picked them 8th, but for 8th place at the end of the season. But FlyQuest looked like an actual contender. They're tied in record with Clutch now, who has actually looked pretty decent, and CLG, but CLG throws 2 of those losses. Should be 5-1, but anyway.
Yeah, FlyQuest destroyed Golden Guardians, and then the next game, CLG destroyed Optic.
Oh yeah,
it was not much. Those games were pretty quick. Nothing.
It was glorious.
that was the glory day for the week for you. Game 6. Glorious. My bold prediction of Golden Guardians did not turn out very well. They looked.
Thank you for the free win.
They looked decent to start that game against TSM, and then they started to play too hard. They started to try and make every play happen possible, and then
I'd say they got first blood, and that was about it.
No. They were up by like 2K for the first 10 minutes or so. 15
But that
minutes.
Doesn't matter when there's no towers or anything.
Yeah. I mean, they were getting their picks and they were doing everything up until they started to try to do more. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, here's a free kill here. Here's a free kill there. All of a sudden you've given TSM 3 free kills in a row. And now TSM is even with you. And then TSM had a stronger late game than you did. And it ended pretty bad.
I blame that on the fact that Bjergsen was playing my new power pick.
Darius mid. You gave him a little shout out.
Did he play that twice?
Yes.
This week? I believe he did.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Were both of them against Aurelia as well? Or? I know one of them was.
I know.
Yeah, the last one was against Aurelia. The Cloud9 game. Cloud9 game, he was against
Aurelia. I think Jensen played. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they were both Aurelia. Okay. Good. So then we got. That is very rude, Noah. But we got Game 7, which a bit. I was shocked about this game. I just want to point it out. Me and Brian were talking. We weren't in Discord or anything, but we were messaging each other, and we get the pick band phase done. I instantly tell him, CLG's won this game. There's no way.
Zix has turned it around. at least in this game, with pick ban, and it looked great, like William said.
Amazing.
But CLG picked a team fighting comp, and then just forgot how to team fight. They were late. At least 2 members were late to the most crucial fights. They were trying to fight. The Fed wasn't an Evelyn. I don't.
No, the
no.
Fed Zoe and a Fed Kha'Zix.
Kha'Zix. Okay, yeah, I knew it was one of those annoying stealth champions, but Santorin just got fed.
He popped off.
Fed AF. I don't want to. This is a family-friendly stream.
Oh yeah,
so.
real family friendly.
Yeah, he got fed as fuck, and they were fighting like they always do. Like when they lost to TSM, and I think the first game of the season, they fought in those small jungle corridors, and it looked so good, and then they get blown up by Kaisa. And then in this game, they get like a great engage with 2 members in mid lane.
Yep.
They get blown up 5v3, and it's a tragedy.
I mean, just watching that game, like, I felt like FlyQuest had a terrible draft. They picked only for picks, like, and they picked into a team that was like had Braum and Ornn. So I'm like, you're not gonna get any picks on a team that has Braum and Ornn. Like, they're gonna protect. I was like, you got the perfect protection there, right? And they had Yasuo, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
So like, even if Braum all Ornn all anything, everyone's going to get knocked up by it. Like, someone's gonna get ulted by Yasuo, and they just never fought.
They missed a lot of ults, and you think with a pick comp versus a team fight comp, the team fight comp's gonna stay together, especially against the Kha'Zix, who likes to isolate players.
Weird how you would do that, but go on.
I know it's probably we're probably theory crafting, but it did not work out.
I could not believe how that worked out. I don't know did you watch that game, Brock? I don't know if you were on there. It was like. It should have been the easiest game for CLG. Just 5-man, shove it down mid, basically, is all they had to do. It's all they had to do to win. And they just got picked after picked after picked.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yet again, CLG is countering what logically would be a good idea.
You're damn right.
But that game did make me respect FlyQuest a lot. They started out 0-3. They're 3-3 after that. And they looked like good.
A really cohesive team.
I think
CLG definitely helped them with it, but they looked really, really good.
Yeah, I think even when we said that, I'm like, they do have to watch out for Zoe, though, because Zoe pops off, and you're like, yeah, it's keen on Zoe, though. Then Zoe popped off.
Yeah.
Oh, that was frustrating. That was a frustrating loss.
I ate my words. I will say, Huhi did fine in lane. He didn't do, like, amazing, but the Zoe was not fed like, he did not get fed in lane.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pick comp, Wild Turtle had really good bindings, and I mean the Keen, I'll give him credit. He had some really good sleeps on some key members and was just blowing people up.
Yeah.
Rainover he had a few int moments, but so did Huhi. But that's Yasuo, so
that's what he's supposed to do.
Huhi's biggest problem was the fact that he played a champion where you actually have to do stuff.
Oh
yeah, he mains Aurelion Soul.
Hey, Aurelion Soul's a pretty tough champ to learn.
Yeah,
it is, dude. It's difficult to walk around in circles.
But I do want to bring up another very disappointing, confusing game. Team Liquid
made me feel better, even though I had them picked. Which
Team Liquid losing the clutch there was just I don't know how to explain it, but
I wish the clutch was spelled with a K so they could be with like Kills Giants or something, because they've beat TSM
and Team Liquid
and Team Liquid, just like the top 2 teams you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
And just
the thing I really wanted to bring up is I wrote it down. I wrote it down before the game even started, and I wrote it down just in case. I'm like, Team Liquid always beats Clutch, as if like apparently they beat them all the time in scrims. I saw that Apollo was saying, and but they were 2-0, I believe, against them last year as well. But I picked we went through ban phase. It went 3 picks, and then we went through ban phase again. They hadn't picked an ADC for double step. Kaisa was up. They chose to go with Ezreal instead when they already didn't have much wave clear on the team.
And this was in 8.12, not 8.13, where Rageblade was nerfed in 8.13, which is the Rift Rivals patch.
Yes.
So that is a very weird decision.
It was weird because not only does Kaisa have wave clear, she's just flat out stronger than Ezreal. She's a little bit weaker early, but that hasn't stopped Doublelift at all from dominating lanes all split so far with her. And like Ole on Morgana, like they just get a binding and they kill instantly, I feel like. But she is so strong late game. She's probably the best champ late game, maybe outside of Jax. Jax might. Jax is a little strong as long as some days on him at least. But yeah, she's just so strong late game because she just bursts everyone, and she just goes in and like with that full AP build, she gets up to almost like 1,000 AP, and then with Rage Blade and everything, she just slaughters teams. Like it doesn't matter if you're tank or not.
And then they always say during the broadcast, if there's Infernal Drake, she feeds off the AD and AP.
Yep, she gets everything.
This was the pentakill game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was
Apollo
it the
got
Apollo pentakill? Yeah, it
so.
was. It was the Apollo pentakill on Lucian.
Yeah.
And he got a triple kill at the end of the game too.
Was that against Liquid?
I don't remember.
No. The pentakill was Echo Fox. Echo Fox got the pentakill on C9.
Oh, All-Tech.
Yeah, All-Tech got it. All-Tech got the pentakill.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, I know someone got a.
Yeah. Just kidding.
That is the next game. Which we can go on to that next game where, unless you guys had any other thoughts about that game. I just thought it was a very poor draft.
I just want to let everyone know how excited I am that Liquid lost.
Still in I'll bring that up after game 10 as well. But in then game 9, we had Echo Fox beat C9. We kind of touched on that before. C9 had another big lead. They were in the driver's seat. They couldn't possibly lose the game. Well, I say that, but they had a terrible draft, I thought. They picked a team with like 4 supports, or like 3 supports and then a non-damage dealer. And then Aurelia. They had Licorice on Aurelia. Really, their only damage out of everyone.
And that just show you.
Doesn't make sense.
He's not so OP as people think.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense in the fact that your only damage came from a melee champ who can get to the backline fairly quickly, but they had big tanks in front, and then they had Lucian in the back with he's able to stay far enough back, and that's how he got a pentakill, frankly. And like,
I just like that Smoothie's only idol is Shirelia's as well.
Yeah, Smoothie had a terrible game on Fiddlesticks. That was
I'd say
ridiculous.
Honestly, Smoothie's stopwatch, or I think stopwatch, and I was on his little stopwatch playing the bot lane.
Oh, that was amazing.
Very nice.
That was amazing. Nice. I thought he was enting, honestly, when he first got caught there, because he ulted, or like I don't even know what he did. It was just, like, so what
bad. He did, he was dead, and he stopwatched. Fong was right next to him for the combo. Smoothie gets the speed after the stopwatch is popped and silenced Alistar, which also bounced to I think the Karma was bot lane.
Yes, the Karma was bot lane.
And we gotta talk about the Karma too.
God, yeah, Karma. Oh God.
Okay, but anyway, for this play, he silenced the Alistar so he couldn't combo him, and he silenced Karma so she couldn't shoot anything at him, and he got his passive speed boost and just bolted. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Fong looked pretty bad in lane.
Yeah, Fong looked really bad in lane. And like I think you pointed out, he missed 2 times. He missed the Alistar headbutt knockup combo, which is really weird for an LCS player. I don't know if looking back, maybe he got silenced midway through.
He could have.
I didn't see. I didn't go back and check, but
we don't dive that deep on this.
Maybe next time.
This is not the dive, but
yeah,
for that.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought he played very poor, and Echo Fox was frankly lucky that C9 blew the lead again to lose. They were about to lose that game. I felt like
that's because Echo Fox is not that good. They beat a weak, a 10th place Cloud9 team.
We'll talk about it for a second after this. I do have a certain thing I want to bring up. And then I thought game 10, when it was 100 Thieves, I thought that they against Optic, they just crushed Optic. Optic had a very poor week. They got crushed in both their games. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, it was a difficult game right there. And
it made me feel much better because they started out the season bad. Then they had that great week of week 2, I thought, where they beat Echo Fox, and then they beat they almost beat someone else. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I was regretting having them as the 10th team, but now I feel good again. They've just looked terrible in the last 2 games.
I think they'll end up in 9th if Cloud9 keeps trending how they do. But
True.
I will say the funnel onto Power of Evil, I think it works, but the Varus, I forgot there was Varus in the game.
Yeah.
I think Arrow did really bad on Varus.
I can tell you from a fantasy standpoint, Arrow did really terrible in both the games. He got like 11 points in 2 games. If you were curious.
From a fantasy standpoint, they all did bad because they got 10-0'd. There were only 10 kills in that game, and
Yep.
it was another Someday popping off on the GP. Which
Someday
we
had
seen in a while.
2 great games. Yeah,
Medios he showed, I don't remember who played the Fiddlesticks. We just talked about Smoothie. Yeah, he showed Smoothie how to play the Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, he did.
It looked
that
really
Fiddlesticks,
nice.
I'm not going to lie, that Fiddlesticks Swain lane where Fiddlesticks feared him into the pole, into the aftershock on Fiddlesticks. I was like, that seemed really strong. Like, I wanted to try that with Sway and someone play Fiddlesticks for me, but like...
We can go try it in ranked.
Yeah, we'll go try it right after this.
Right after this.
But, yeah, I thought 100 Thieves had a great game. And they're 4-2 now, which I do want to bring up is that the current LCS standings has Liquid, Echo Fox, 100 Thieves, and TSM all tied for first, which me and Brock, our top 4 teams are 100 Thieves, TSM, Echo Fox, Liquid, and 100 Thieves, Echo Fox, Liquid, TSM. So we're doing good so far. Our top 4. Brian, you have Echo Fox in 7, but I get your point, what you've said.
Seems like a poor decision to
They
make.
have only beaten C9.
They have gotten wins, but they have not looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So for a standings point, it doesn't matter.
You're okay.
But
You're still feeling good.
A playoff standpoint, if they get 6 or they lose immediately in playoffs, I'll still be happy because I have them on the fringe of playoffs.
Yeah.
That was picked before the Cloud9 thing. I would have had them at least 6.
Yeah. You and Brock both had Cloud9 at 6. I had Cloud9 out of the playoffs before that, and I thought
Cloud9 out of the playoffs.
Yeah, well, we weren't all aware of the bad decision making.
Yeah.
I didn't have him 10th.
Inside man is.
I didn't have him 10th. I had him losing a tiebreaker to clutch at the very end. But anyway, the big news that we hinted at earlier, or talked about a little bit earlier, was Meteos traded to FlyQuest last night. That was last night. Yeah, that was last night, right after the game. And pretty shocking, I thought. And then who did they pick up for? I have it here. Meteos.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
For Onda. They was traded for the backup, or he's the Academy jungler. Yeah. Academy
Onda was the starter last year.
Mm-hmm. He traded for Onda last night, and I've heard some reports that said that Meteos seemed upset about it, but then at the same time, like, it's been
He deleted his tweet.
Yes, because I heard something that came out that he agreed to the trade last night and like was talking like with the team close. At least the team brought it up that they were talking, and I can pull it up here on Reddit that I saw for something like here's a statement from 100 Thieves. Last week, Meteos asked us for permission to talk to other teams about being traded. Despite our team's success in the spring split and a strong start into the summer split, there's been a lack of chemistry and cohesion between the players and the coaching staff. This has been an issue we've struggled with internally for some time and have tried to fix, but both sides realized that change was needed. After discussing with Meteos, our players, and our coaching staff, we decided a roster move would benefit everyone and that the best path forward would be trading Meteos for a different jungler. We evaluated our options, and after talking with potential trading partners around the league, we believe that trading Meteos to FlyQuest for Onda was the best option for him in 100 Thieves. FlyQuest informed us that Meteos would have an opportunity to integrate and compete for a spot on the starting roster. We spoke with Meteos about the trade yesterday evening prior to executing the trade. After talking with us, he talked with FlyQuest about the opportunity with them and shared his thoughts on social media. We're beyond grateful for Meteos for everything he's contributed to 100 Thieves and truly wish him the best for his future endeavors. We welcome Onda to 100 Thieves. Onda will be starting for us beginning in week 4.
So Onda is going to be starting.
Onda is starting, not Levi, is the big thing. Levi will be starting Rift Rivals, but Onda's starting week 4.
I think that's a bold statement before Rift Rivals. I mean, maybe they have to still submit their starting roster, and they know Onda speaks English because I think he's Canadian, so he's not Vietnamese.
Yeah, I think it's because they are still. I don't think they. I've looked into it, and 100 Thieves mid laner academy. I can't, his name escapes me right now, but he's not strong right now. He's the
mid laner. Okay,
he's the weak link, and the reason why I talk about their mid laner is the 2 import slots. They have Ryu and they have Someday. Someday has played like a god this split so far. You can't get rid of. I know they're replacing him right now for Rift Rivals, but I don't think they're going to replace him long term, especially after last week.
Definitely not.
He's playing so strong. So the next option would be, if you're going to bring in Levi, you have to get rid of Ryu, and you have to bring up your academy mid laner instead. And I don't think that academy mid laner is ready for LCS in even like a remote sense.
Definitely not.
Especially this meta.
I will say for Medios, if he does get the starting spot, at least FlyQuest is now 3-3.
But the issue is
Santorin played really well. So Santorin had the old TSM days, and I don't think he was the weak link on the team. I think he played well then. So
I think Medios is going to retire.
I think he will too.
I think the only team that really, if you look at all the teams, the only team that really needs a jungler right now is maybe Golden Guardians with contracts, replace contracts with Medios, or C9 replacing Svenskeren with Medios. However, the reason why Medios left under RC9 is because he had issues with Jensen. Like, they didn't work well together.
Yeah.
And so I doubt that would have happened anyway. So it'd really only have been FlyQuest or Golden Guardians, and I guess the Golden Guardians weren't interested in, or weren't able to give as much, I should say.
Probably.
Because Onda seems like a downgrade to Medios, in my opinion. But if there's not a lot of, if they're working bad together already and stuff like that, and they're having issues, and you have Levi in the just waiting for his opportunity, which I feel like Levi will be stronger than Medios will be or was. Like, you just need a replacement to hold on right now. And I would say Ryu is probably got to be nervous about his job if Someday keeps performing this well.
Yeah.
I don't think that Onda's bad. I don't think when FlyQuest had their their mediocre season last year, I don't think Onda was the reason. I think he played a really good Zac, but Zac's not in the meta. And that was really the only pick I can remember that he played well on.
Yeah. It's just so weird how fast these fucking metas are changing, dude.
Yeah, the meta changes quick. And I mean, that's what keeps the game fresh, though. And it lets possibly players that you might not think of as good, they might be able to shine in a certain meta. If a certain meta goes a certain way.
Unpopular opinion, but I'm a huge fan of this meta. This shit is hilarious.
I like it now. I didn't like it at first.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's nice seeing different things.
It's nice seeing different things, but I don't like seeing Cody Sun go mid with Afro move, fall to jungle in the mid lane. It's so boring. I mean, I want to see Ryu in mid lane. If you're saying Ryu might lose his job, Medios lost his. Medios been playing support for a mid laner playing bot.
Yeah, I get that.
It's kind of dumb.
Though I don't like I like the mage's bot lane more than I like the funnel strat. But at the same time, I kind of want to see Levi with the funnel strat. Because they kind of, not that they invented it, but they brought it to Worlds last year. If you guys remember that Nocturne game where he was like level 6 on Nocturne by like level 5. Or by the fifth minute.
How could you forget if you saw it?
Yeah, if you saw it. That was like the funnel strat, if you think about it. And I would be interested to see Levi way ahead like that, but in an LCS game.
I don't remember when exactly, but I know that double jungle was a thing for a while, where the support would run around with the jungler, and I think that predated Levi's funnel with the Nocturne. But
I think so. Or something like the Kale Yi was always a thing in Korea.
Well, that's a boosting strat.
Boosting. It's very similar though. But I thought that's what I first thought of when I see all this funneling. Is like I remember Levi doing that in Worlds and winning the game by just being like 4 levels ahead of everyone on the map. so early on Nocturne and just using the second his ult is up, he just goes and kills someone real quick. And it was just amazing. And I want to see that with him in LCS.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the Meteos trade by either of you?
I think we said it all. Let's just get into Rift Rivals.
Rift Rivals, then.
All right, cue up the music.
I didn't have any music prepared.
Okay. All right, let's talk about Rift Rivals.
We'll edit that in post.
Yeah, that'll be edited.
We'll edit it some like non-copyright Star Wars.
About Sea Shanty 2 from RuneScape.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it is.
Banger?
So for Rift Rivals, we're only going to talk about the most important one with the two Grays regions, NA and EU. Clearly the superior regions.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about... So, how Rift Rivals works is the teams from NA face one game against each team from EU, so Team Liquid. And the teams from NA, are Liquid, 100 Thieves, and Echo Fox. While EU's are Fnatic, Splice, and G2. And they each play each other once. The NA teams don't play each other, and then the best NA team and the best EU team of each after the 3 games go on to the finals, and they play a best of 5 against each other, and then the winner wins Rift Rivals. Simple enough. So
seems pretty easy.
For my predictions, we'll start with the boring, the loser league of EU instead of NA, and for EU, I have the number 3 team for you. I have Splice going 0-3.
I do too.
Yep. Same.
I've actually been able to watch a lot of EU LCS on Fridays. I haven't watched any of the second day because, that's time where I do things before I watch NA LCS.
Yeah.
But when I'm at work, I'm able to just have it on my phone and can listen and kind of half watch. And Splice started the season 0-4.
Yeah.
And they actually just had a 2-0 week, so they're 2-4, but still not doing great in EU.
Yeah. They also won a game against a fucking now 0-6 H2K.
Yeah.
H2K's 0-6. Jeez.
That was when they were both 0-4. That was for 1-4 and 0-5. That was the battle of the uglies. Yeah.
So the second team I have for EU would be G2.
Wait, let me before you say that. In that game, H2K versus Splice, they didn't crush H2K either. It was pretty competitive from what I remember. It was a while ago.
It was just like both of them playing terrible, and just whoever wins.
Splice got a lead first.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just like, wow, they barely beat that team. Good job.
Yeah.
So my second pick is I have G2 going 1-2.
Crazy.
I think their only win will be against Echo Fox. I think they're gonna lose to both 100 Thieves and Liquid. I think since 100 Thieves is their first game against the G2, this is why I think they're gonna lose. First game with Levi, the Vietnam cheese is gonna come out, and they're gonna lose to it.
That's why I think that 100 Thieves is gonna lose. I don't think that. I know they're practicing right now. Well, maybe not right now, but they've been practicing with Levi for this event.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you'll be right, but I have G2 going 2-1 and Fnatic going 1-2 just to skip ahead. But that's my NA bias. I really think G2 is gonna win, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
G2 is 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been funneling perks every game.
Oh, I know.
And he is a monster.
I've been seeing on the fantasy thing. I look at the points. He's way ahead of any NA player. Way ahead.
He is carrying. They have Yankos playing like Braum jungle. Well, Braum jungle support because Kaisa has the smite. I think they actually did like a double smite one game, but yeah.
So I have G2 going 3-0.
You have G2 going
3-0.
I got Fnatic 2-1 as well, by the way, for mine.
God, you're completely NA biased. I have G2 going 2-1, losing Liquid, but I really do think like that's my NA bias, I think G2 is going to go 3-0 and win. I think they look too good right now.
Yep. That Fnatic going 1-2.
So for my NA picks, then I'll just go 1, 2, 3 real quick. Then I got 3, 2, 1. I got Echo Fox at 1 and 2. I think they win against Splice and lose to G2 and Fnatic. I got 100 Thieves going 2 and 1. I think they beat G2 and Splice, but they lose to Fnatic. And I have Team Liquid 3 and 0, pure stomp, no bias whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
No I have bias. The exact same thing, but with you saying. With you have Fnatic as the best team, have you been watching or reading anything about Fnatic right now?
Not really. I know that. I know.
Reckless is not playing.
And I know Whippo. They have the Whippo bot lane, and it's been doing decent. I've heard. I thought.
They got beat by G2 pretty bad.
Well, they don't have to face G2 this time.
They don't have to face G2. They don't look as good as Fnatic from last year. Well, last split this year.
Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be an upset. They're gonna. I said, I think Liquid is gonna be the issue. The only reason is I have G2 1 and 2 instead of 2 and 1 is I think 100 Thieves is gonna come in with some weird Vietnam cheese and just win that game, and I think Liquid will beat them outright. I think they're gonna crush Echo Fox though. Sorry.
I have Echo Fox going 1 and 2 over Splice.
Mm-hmm,
I have 0 and 3. I have 100 Thieves going 2 and 1, losing to. I don't know. I guess losing to G2. Yeah, I can't think because I don't have it all all the matches mapped out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So losing to G2, yeah, because I have TL beating them, so that's their only loss. Yeah, and then I have. Team Liquid beating G2. I'm kind of lost in my own predictions. I have TL 3-0, 100 Thieves 2-1, Echo Fox 1-2. Echo Fox is going to beat Splice. 100 Thieves will beat Splice and Fnatic. TL will beat everybody.
So you and me are almost identical, Brian. The only thing we have different is you have G2 2-1, I have Fnatic 2-1. And
I want to put G2 3-0. Mm-hmm. I just can't. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Being a red-blooded American.
I really think we should have did our predictions down instead of saying who's going what because I'm doing confuse myself as well.
Well.
But just say what you have.
Oh yeah, I should probably put it on screen here too. Wow.
Yeah.
Our viewer will smart enough to know.
Yeah, I believe so. Echo Fox is going to lose to not lose to Fnatic. Beat Fnatic. Liquid's going to beat Splice. G2 obviously beat 100 Thieves. Echo Fox will beat Splice. Liquid will beat Fnatic. G2 will beat Echo Fox. 100 Thieves will beat Fnatic. G2 will beat Liquid. And 100 Thieves will beat Splice.
All right. I didn't catch. So for NA, because I was quickly typing all this stuff into the things. For NA, what's your 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
What's the best NA team? Your second best, and who you have doing the worst?
Well, I have Echo Fox doing the worst.
Echo Fox.
Say. And then Liquid. Echo Fox last, Liquid first, 100 Thieves second.
Okay, so we are all exactly even on NA. we don't have a single difference between.
Only guess that matters is G2 is just gonna beat everybody.
Actually, that's our only difference is that I have G2 second. You and Brock are the exact, or you and Brian are the exact same all across the board. Until we still gotta talk about finals. Mm-hmm. I have, since I don't have G2 in the finals, I have Fnatic. I have Liquid winning in 5 games. Very bloody battle, but I think Double is gonna carry them to the win for Rift Rivals.
Brock, you go before me.
Well, obviously, G2 is gonna win.
What's your record?
3-0. 3-0.
Oh wow, they're gonna go 6-0 in Rift Rivals.
Yep, they're getting it in, dude.
I got G2 3-1.
Oof. Traitors, you traitors!
It's not what I want, William. It's what I think will happen.
Well, when this week happens and NA wins, I stood with NA.
You want to put a mystery skin bet on it?
You know what? Sure. We'll put one mystery skin on it. Just
Okay,
we'll do
that's-
flat out, so it's not like an awkward thing. I get it if NA wins, you get it if EU wins. Just in
Okay.
case it might not be Liquid versus Fnatic or G2. It might
Yeah.
be something else. We'll just do flat out.
Yeah.
And before it's Splice versus Liquid, Splice just gets like a miracle.
Hey, I mean, Splice is the P1 from last Rift Rivals, coming in at like 8th place.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go beat some NA butt? Nah,
No.
probably not.
Not gonna happen.
They've looked pretty bad. What the EU casters have been calling them, they've been calling the old dogs. Can't teach old dogs new tricks, and they can't learn the funnel.
Mm-hmm.
So until the meta shifts,
Which
Obviously-
it
obviously
won't
they
before
got
Thursday.
third, yeah. Obviously they got third last split, so they're a good team with the same roster. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do well at this tournament.
Yep. So that's our predictions for this tournament, and we'll be back to predicting regular NA LCS when they start games again, which would be next. Is it next week that they start games again? Yes, I believe so. It's not like a random week off, is there? No,
I don't think so.
There's not. Okay. So it's next week the NA LCS starts again, where we're gonna have some interesting things with Onda maybe Onda the jungle. He might be going support with the funnel strat. And with what they've been doing, I did both games this week, but we'll talk about that on next Monday, when we come back and celebrate NA's victory at Rift Rivals.
Yeah.
All right.
So I hope you get a good skin, Brian.
Okay, so you're not in on this, is what I'm guessing, Brock?
No, this seems like something. I don't want Will to have to pay that much money.
Okay.
All right, just
How
between
kind
me
of
and
you.
Brian.
Okay.
All right.
I'll put a bet in for the first game of Liquid versus G2.
I love how we're just all like, it's going to be Liquid versus G2. I think it's Fnatic, but now you guys are starting to convince me a little bit that it's going to be G2. Not going to lie.
It's gonna be G2.
It's going to be Liquid versus G2, isn't it?
It's gonna be
for sure.
So, do you have any closing statements or anything else you wanted to bring up before we head out? Brock, anything in our ending talk about SKT that you want to bring up?
Yeah, our resident Monte Cristo.
Surprisingly not, unfortunately. Not much has happened. They did win, finally, so that's nice. They beat Barbecue.
Yeah, the barbecue chickens. They beat
Yeah,
the.
they beat the Barbecue Chickens, man, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They couldn't beat MVP, so...
I mean, I guess
a win is a win.
Mm-hmm.
the only thing I can think of is if it's not working out with their jungler, I hear Meteos is looking for a job.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. The way Blank has played, like Meteos would be an upgrade probably for them.
Well, I think him not speaking Korean may be a bit of a problem. But,
that might be an issue. But
I mean,
Blank has
if he
played
just-
pretty bad.
if he just muted all, it's just solo queue
Yeah,
Exactly.
there
with
you
a
go.
way better player.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't. Blank has played very bad. And
Yep.
just the whole team's played pretty bad in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still think they're going to be relegated.
Is it time for my closing remarks?
It's time for your closing remarks.
All right, everybody out there, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Support Esports Podcast. It's not pod, it's podcast. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All the Americans out there have a great July 4th. All the Canadians, any other person and Europeans have a great Wednesday. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. That should do it then. We'll be back on Monday, hopefully around 9 p.m. on Monday. It's when we usually want to start, but sometimes people make dinner.
Yeah, I mean, boys got to eat, so
Yeah. But we'll
we be eating out here.
So we'll be back Monday with our regularly scheduled predictions, and we'll be talking a little bit about Rift Rivals and how NA destroyed everyone. So that is all for today. I'll see everyone later.
Bye.
Tough.